Okay folks, we are back this morning. As a lot of you, I'm sure, already know, we decided to take a different approach, arriving early, and we went in via the back entrance. Sometimes it's a little bit more interesting to mix things up a little bit. So we came across horseguardsparade and had a little stroll around showing you what had been done, because it was easier to do that early this morning before the tourists arrived, before the horses were back, before the guards are out. One thing I can tell you, a friend of mine went to the palace this morning and left pretty much immediately because it is absolutely chocker. Okay, anyone that's thinking about going to see, for example, the last or indeed the first new guard change at Buckingham Palace, being Sunday, Monday, I have one word: don't. Or if you're going to, get up exceedingly early. If you want a good spot, for example, if you want to be at the fence, I would be at the palace no later than 8 to 8:30 a.m. Okay, that's 2.5 hours standing there, hands on cold railings, waiting for the guard change and hoping that some rather presumptuous tourists don't push their kids in to take your place. That's what we used to see there all the time, and I guarantee you for these last couple of guard changes, in fact there's only one more Sunday, the last guard change of the year Sunday will be an absolute, it'll be a nightmare, honestly folks. Definitely worth seeing. It's a special occasion, as indeed will be the one on Monday, assuming there is one. That'll be the first new guard of the year. But hey, enough about Buckingham Palace, because we know a better spot, people, don't we? Yes, we do. We know where the entrance, the ceremonial entrance to Buckingham Palace is. Now, one thing I am very intrigued to find out is exactly what's happening at Horse Guards. We were here this morning, as I mentioned, and we know that they've reopened it. What we don't know is exactly what time the new guard are coming out. When are they going to bring out the horses? Now, the reason we don't know that is that it's never publicly announced, obviously. But one thing I am seeing as I walk up closely is a lot of people walking through the boxes. Now, I'm wondering why they're all going through the boxes, not the front gate. I'm finding this very peculiar. Are we seeing this? It's rather like, hold on, why? There's plenty of space here. Why is everybody in and out the boxes? Look. Wait. They just made the boxes. They just made the boxes pedestrianised. I think that people are getting confused. They're thinking that, hold on a second, those boxes look so clean that they must have made them like that specifically so that the tourists are able to to walk through. Now, the key thing this morning is that the guard, they're not having been a ceremonial guard. There still isn't one, as I mentioned in this morning's first video. However, there will be one. When will there be one? Look, more tourists coming through the box. I think now that they've removed the repellent, in other words, the horse manure, that was glazing the floor, look, tourists decided just to walk through the box. Kind of interesting, to be honest. I think now that they've cleaned the boxes so much, all of the mess has been removed from the bottom of the boxes. The ground, as you can see, is sparkling. Here's another one. Look, I'm not sure if it's that they are attracted by the camera or what it is, but it's very curious. And on the other side, look, people are emerging from the boxes, and again on this side. Damn. So now we know. A lot of you, I remember in the past, were asking why on earth don't they clean the boxes more often? And ladies and gents, I can now tell you definitively, as well as showing you definitively, why they don't clean the boxes more often. If the boxes were this clean all the time, every day, the tourists would wear down those cobbles in a matter of weeks. Okay? We've even got people dragging their suitcases and pushing their pushchairs through across the cobbles. Now, why is that interesting? Well, I mean, people are desperate to get to the palace. Look. Oh, Deva. Yeah, they're desperate to get to the palace. They can't wait. So, cutting through the box saves about 1.7 seconds. 1.5, 1.7 seconds, as opposed to walking through that gate there to the left. So everyone's running through. The interesting thing is, I do feel sorry for everybody that's marching through now. All of these people that are marching along Whitehall, cutting through here to go toward the palace along the Mall, wasting their time, okay? They are going to get nowhere. The crowd is already going to be 10, 15 deep, if not more. They are going to get nowhere near the palace. Yes, you'll be able to hear the music. Yes, you might be able to see, the bearskins from a distance, but you will not be, one, watching the band up close, two, seeing the looks of utter surprise at the number of tourists on the guards' faces. Yeah, I really would not go for that. I really wouldn't. I can tell you. Better to be here. Now, talking about being here, let me just check on the other phone, because the first guard will be the lifeguards, and they should be arriving in, give or take, circa 10 minutes, if not before. This will be the first time that I ever remember, I don't know if it's the first time ever, the first time I ever remember seeing a new guard arrive without an old guard riding out. Okay, police are back, as you can see, guys. Ministry of Defence Police. They are back here, looking happy and delighted to be back. I can see and tell that they are delighted. Their chief is here today. I'm going to be a good boy. Their boss is here, big boss, police boss, that is. Oh, more people coming through the box. Yep. Let's not worry anymore, guys, about you. You know what? You actually thought I was going to do it, didn't you? No, I'm not going to do it. That's where the horses belong. That's not where the general public belong. Horses, guards, and occasionally Ministry of Defence policemen. A lot of the people that have come through this morning will probably be going to the parade ground at the back. Now, I've noticed, unlike this morning, I mean, it's pretty chocker there. You know what, guys? It's actually raining a teeny weeny bit. Now that's surprising, one, because it didn't say anything at all about rain on the weather forecast, and two, because it didn't say anything about rain on the weather forecast, yours truly does not have an umbrella. Aren't I a genius? Yes, I'm not. Alas, that is a little unfortunate. Let's hope it doesn't actually pour down. So many people going through, the vast majority of whom will be going to the palace, although there is quite a healthy crowd already at the back. To watch the arrival of the new guard. This, incidentally, folks, will be the last guard of the year. Okay, when the lifeguards arrive this morning, they will be the last King's Guard of 2023. So a kind of a special occasion, I guess, in a way. That said, let me think. If they're arriving today, Friday, actually thinking about it, there is a possibility that the Blues might well be back on Sunday morning. To take over. I don't know, because the whole thing is a little bit uneven right now. So it's very hard to know for sure if there will be another guard. One thing I can tell you though is I really hope it doesn't rain. I mean, it is already spitting a teeny weeny bit, which is annoying. But, it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, tourist umbrellas out. Oh, all those people at the palace this morning didn't bring an umbrella. Did you guys bring umbrellas? Oh man, seriously, I checked the forecast as well. It's like, damn it. Yeah, see, look, my friends, they bought umbrellas. I didn't because I'm stupid. But anyway, guys, I guess I could potentially loiter in the tunnel. Look, like this. This might be my loitering point. That way, if it does rain heavily, the kit won't get wet. But, and this is the key, we also get to see a lot of Taurons arriving via the box. Look, here they come, even more. They're just flooding through the box. It's curious, isn't it? I don't understand the psychology of it, to be honest. If you see sort of open, stable doors, which effectively is what they are, yes, they're horse boxes, but there's not a lot of difference between the doors on a horse box and the doors on a stable. Point being, I don't think that one would ordinarily choose to just meander through. Look, it's odd, isn't it? When you've got these enormous open gates. They're all open. Not even the side gates are closed this morning. All the gates are open. Yet for some reason, everyone's deciding that the box is preferable. I think what's happened is they've actually done such a good job of cleaning the boxes that people are attracted to them. They're kind of like, oh, let's walk over those magic, marble-looking stones in the box. Wouldn't it be incredibly bad luck if it actually pours down for the last guard of the year? They would have spent ages getting ready for this. It's kind of a big deal, having been off for several weeks. Yeah, bit of a downer, alas, for the lifeguards. They would have prepared. All of the kit would be immaculate, obviously. But there we are. That's the way it is, unfortunately. Trying not to be in everyone's way. So many people here. Look, it's absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. It's almost a public pilgrimage. I mean, I did sort of hand out some leaflets this morning when I was on the way here, mentioning the fact that they give out, free bread and cheese at horse guards on Friday mornings. It's a new thing introduced by the king. But it's amazing how popular it is. I think a lot of these tourists are probably French, and instead of thinking they're going to get a little platter of brie, camembert, etc., roquefort, all they're going to get is a mouldy piece of cheddar and a few offcuts of bread. That's the British continental breakfast. Yeah, it's extraordinary, isn't it? How many tourists arrive in London and are hungry straight from the airport, decide, hey, if we wander through this box, is that the place where they give away the bread and cheese? Look. She's like, where? The fromage? I do not see it. Where is it? This guy's going to ask the policeman, officer, excuse me, the fromage, this way, that way? Where do I get the brie? Oh, that way. Oh, merci beaucoup. Okay, so he settled them down. He's told them that the cheese shop is at the other end of the tunnel, which kind of makes sense. I'm wondering, in fact, which are going to be the most prevalent group of tourists, because yes, we're still in the holiday season. I've noticed, to my great surprise actually, that the vast majority, certainly in central London, the vast majority of tourists I've come across, Middle Eastern, lots and lots of people from the Middle East, and a lot of US visitors as well. Claridge's in Mayfair is absolutely chock-a-block with visitors from the US. That's always been a thing though. They always fill up for Christmas. Lots of people look at me like, excuse me, why are you filming here? Well, hello? Why not? Surprising though, folks, eh? Look. I wonder actually if somebody leaked my schedule. My diary secretary maybe leaked it. It was only a matter of time until we got somebody that did that. It was inevitable. Somebody realised that they're going to do on YouTube and gave me the V for a very happy new year. I think that's what it means, isn't it? V for very happy new year. Yeah. I mean, it must. Now the curious thing is that I think most people are going through because they don't realise that we've got the horses arriving. And people, they are arriving, I can tell you. They are. They will be here very soon. Like, very soon. Very, very soon. Just going to jump over to the other side quick. And hope that I'm good on this side, folks. Police already fanning out. 2, 3 in the tunnel. 1 at the gate. There's another chap coming out now. So we know that the arrival is absolutely imminent. No doubt at all. But luckily, the yard is still pretty deserted. In a minute, they'll start telling everybody to keep to the side passageway. It feels weird, actually. I don't know why it feels weird. Not weird, strange. It feels odd to be back here with it open. It hasn't actually been closed for that long. What have we missed? Roughly, let me think, 3 weeks, give or take? Something like between 22 and 25 days, give or take 3 weeks. But it went by super fast, folks. It really did go by incredibly fast. That said, it gave me much needed time to work on archiving last year's footage. Noticing a lot of new faces this morning. Several officers I've never seen before. Wow, I wonder if we're going to be seeing some new faces, horses and guards when the lifeguards arrive. That is something I'm very curious to see. Which horses, there's 11 o'clock, guys, there's the bell for 11. Which horses are the lifeguards going to bring over, is what I'm wondering. I mean, you knew I was wondering that. How did you know I was wondering that? Because you're wondering that as well. We're all wondering, will we get to see Pagan? Will we get to see Overlord? Will we get to see Indigo? Goodness me. I have no idea. However, I'm going to be happy when the horses are out, because finally, I hope, people will stop coming through the box. I've never actually seen this many people streaming through the boxes. Big Ben in the distance, it's all happening now. Bell tower here at Horse Guards, Big Ben down the road, police, guards imminently, and the horses are coming soon as well. Now the only thing that I don't know is if the lifeguards are on time. Now typically speaking they are, however, yeah, we're spot on 11. It being a brand new guard and not a change of guard, the only way I know, or I'm pretty sure, that we are going to see the guards and the horses shortly is the number of police. Okay, 2 at one end of the tunnel, 2 at this end of the tunnel, and 4 at the gate. There is no way there will be this many unless they're expecting a full guard. Now the other thing that I don't know is whether or not it's going to be a regular guard, more people coming through the box, or a long guard. Okay, it might be a long guard. Very rare for a long guard on Mondays. However, I did this morning see a trumpeter's horse, and I'm hearing some clippy clop noises. Everybody, here we go. The only reason that I noticed that was the look on the girl's face. They were like, whoa, here we go. It's been a while, people, but we are back. Bidding, lifeguard 1. Oh, coming through in 2s. Look at this. How thoroughly splendid. Wow. Absolutely magnificent. What a sight to behold, eh? And notice that there's no sort of half waiting at the back. The entire troop have come straight through the tunnel and straight into the stables. Bingo. What a lovely thing to see. Now, I don't think it'll take a long time for them to dismount and for the 2 boxmen to arrive. The looks on some of the faces of the tourists then was just like, whoa. They honestly could not believe, especially that's how I knew those 2 girls. Look on their faces was like, wow. Bewilderment, shock, surprise, and delight that, hey, we just walked through the gates and guess what? We've spotted some horses already. Oh, we got a very, a very famous face there. A little smile. Very cheeky trooper that we know very well. They're very well-known trooper that has got a great smile, blue eyes, and a great smile. Top man. Good to see him here. Now I'm guessing, as he's in his number 2 and didn't come in with the rest of the troop, that he is going to be the stableman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will be the stableman. So one of our absolute favourite lifeguards will be the stableman. Is that good? Yes. We'll see him out and about in the yard today. Is it good? No. Why? Because we won't see him on a horse today. However, good to see that he's back. And wow, it is shocker, guys. Look at this. You wouldn't believe it, would you? There's actually nothing to see yet. All these people coming through now don't even know the horses are here. And as if by magic, look who we've got coming through this morning. Wow. Beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely magnificent. I'm pretty sure... damn, it's completely... I was just about to say it, but it slipped my mind. I can't remember the name of that police horse. A lot of you will know. If any of you remember the name of that beautiful dapple grey, pop in the comments. We have seen that horse before. It's a very well-known horse. It's been a month, guys. Excuse me if I forget. But wow, look at these people. Look at the yard. All of that glorious cleanliness gone. And then one interesting thing I've noticed actually is the officer now is keeping guard at the box. Look, he's not letting anybody go through the box. Hey, morning. Second. Really? Okay. Yeah, all good. I've got plans for that anyway. Okay, folks, so as you can see, it is rammed. Look, police are almost lining up to keep the tourists back. Look how many people there are here. Absolutely ridiculous. Extraordinary, isn't it? Absolutely. But I've just been told, guys, that we've got some special guests here this morning. Apparently there are 2 special guests. I'm going to go find them and include them in today's video because they deserve to be in today's video, being lovely people that they are. Let me see if I can find them for all of you. God damn it, the crowd is... I've never seen a crowd this big, folks, here in the morning. It's completely and utterly bewildering. Like, why are there this many people? Shocking, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. I'm actually thinking, where's the best place to stand? There are so many people here. Completely, utterly unexpected. I mean, just like, what? There's busy, and then there's this. We're going back to the summer, people. Look at this. I would not have believed it or expected it. I really wouldn't. Crazy. I've never seen a crowd this big in the yard before. We had a few completely and utterly bewildering days back in the summer, but nothing like this. This is a whole new ball game. No wonder they had extra officers over here this morning. I mentioned not seeing a couple of those faces before that are here today. So I'm genuinely surprised. And to be honest, if it gets much busier, I can see them closing the gates, because all of these people right now in the middle here are actually standing where the horses need to be in a few minutes. When the horses come out, everyone's either going to scatter or they're going to be mowed down mercilessly. Let's see what happens if the stableman is going to come out and help with crowd control, because this is just, I mean, well, what do we say, folks, eh? Absolute different world. Absolute different world. I will let you know, people, who the special guests are, because I think it's about time a lot of you knew when I spot them. So I'll be on that shortly. But first of all, let's wait and see what's going to happen with this absolutely vast crowd. Because if they try and push them all back behind the second white line, I can't see it. Not only that, look, the box as well. The box is absolutely full of tourists. It's completely full. Goodness me. Now, I wasn't exaggerating about the palace this morning. And seeing what we can see here right now, look at it. Even the box is stuffed full of people. That's where one of the horses needs to be shortly. Really, really surprised, actually. I don't know how they're going to deal with this many people. There's not physically enough space here in the yard for this many people to get behind the line. So if they come out and start sort of, bellowing at everybody to get behind the line, I know what's going to happen. The interesting thing about this, though, from my perspective, is we know how popular this place is. We know its function, we know its history, we know why it attracts so many people, but this is, wow. I mean, I can't emphasize it enough, guys. You know how long I've been filming here. And to say that I've never seen anything like this is not an exaggeration at all. There are many hundreds of people here in the yard. I don't know about the front, but it looks to me as though everyone is, I don't know, it almost looks like they're waiting for Tom Cruise to appear or something and shoot the latest segment in his next Mission Impossible movie. Look, all the way around into the corner even. Now luckily, everybody, because I dashed over here, I'm the only one that's on this corner. So whatever happens in terms of all these people being pushed back or not, we've got a front row seat. Nobody can get any closer to the stable door and the horses coming out than I currently am at the moment. So that's going to be very interesting. Now typically it takes them about between 10 and 15 minutes to dismount for the 2 horses to come out that are going to be the first boxmen. However, I don't know if they've got anything extra to do this morning in terms of kit. See, even the officer, I'm not sure if you heard that, even the officer just said we're not waiting for anything. Look, there's actually nothing happening here, folks, except the first boxmen are coming out this morning. But for whatever reason, the tourists have got it in their head that there's some kind of a special ceremony that's going to be taking place shortly. But there isn't. Look, even the police are having to push through the crowd. I'm not sure if the tunnel's chocker, and I'm not going to risk moving from here and losing this front row seat to find out. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Wait and see how it goes. Tourists are video calling their families at home, etc. You can hear chatting away behind me. I don't know if they're going to be delighted or utterly sort of distraught. Guys, I'm trying to film you, kind of screaming. Okay, yeah? Thank you. So hopefully, people, fingers crossed, in a little while, people will start to realise that, yes, the horses are coming out, yes, it's something to see, but that this massive ceremony that everyone is expecting, I'm not sure if they think the king came over this morning. I'm seeing the 2 first boxmen just inside. They're already mounted and ready. And one thing I am going to keep an eye out for this morning is naughty little pickpockets, guys. Now, we all know that there have been some naughty little pickpockets operating here in the last couple of weeks before the break. Now, whether that continues, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to be looking out for them. Anyway, here we go, guys. Trooper. This is a Blues and Royals trooper. Blues are leaving shortly. But even he's shocked. He's like, oh my goodness me. Look. He's like, get out of the box. Everybody's, that's it. That's it, trooper. You tell them. Here we go, look. Look at this. Everybody being shoved back. Police are telling everybody, get back, get back. They're going to need about 50 more police at this rate. Troopers like, everybody get out of the box. Never seen this, guys, have we? Even in the peak tourist season, we've never seen anything remotely close to this. Officers in the line actually pushing everybody back. As I said, it's going to be a real tight squeeze with everybody getting pushed behind the line. Utterly extraordinary. So the Blues will be leaving shortly. The trooper that came out to start dealing with the crowd is a Blues and Royals. I know him well. And the look of shock on his face, that pretty much told me everything I needed to know. Very surprising, people. Very. Look, police are still saying to everybody, get back, move back, etc. Look, he's actually shouting at them all now. Look, move back. You hear that? Absolutely extraordinary scenes here today. He's still telling them, look, trying to push them all behind the line. But the trouble is, there's not, as I said before, there's not enough space, physically, for everybody to get behind the line. They're all absolutely squished. I think they're going to close the gates. Look, even he's telling them, we need the tunnel area to be completely clear. What on earth? Just when you think you've seen it all, guys, and you realise that, you know what? You really haven't. Even over there, look now, look. Trying to clear the space in front of the box. Troopers gesturing to everybody to get out and get away from the box. Obviously, that's where the horse needs to be shortly. Good Lord. Right, here we go, folks. Here comes the guard. Everyone really getting shouted at. Really getting shouted at. And the first 2 boxmen. Lady boxman. Closest to me. I've never seen the police really pushing this hard. Wow, they're doing a super job today of keeping everybody out of the way. To your boxes. Boxmen to your boxes. How thoroughly splendid, folks. I'm going to concentrate on this horse being very, very much in front of us. The other horses, you can hear them in the stables having a little chat. I wanted to be the one that went out first. It's good that they moved everybody back, simply because these horses haven't been around anyone for a good number of weeks now. One thing I was expecting potentially this morning was to see the horses being a little unsettled. They seem pretty alright, actually, to my delight. Okay. Lifeguard. Blues and Royals running back in because his troop are about to leave. Splendid, eh? We really got a front row seat this morning, didn't we, guys? There we are. There's the bell. That'll be the 11:15 bell. Okay, shortly we are going to have the the chitsman and the gatesman coming out. That's why they're pushing everybody back now behind the line. Extraordinary. It's going to be pretty tight on the corner.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see it. Yep, all looking good. All looking very good this morning. Real tight here. Real tight. Myself back at senior. Sorry, guys. On the line. There we are. Going to be in the way of the first chitsman and gatesman. One thing that will be interesting is when the gatesman attempts to go into the arches behind me, he's got a lot of people he needs to mow through to get into spot. First they'll go into the tunnel. They're keeping super timely this morning. Looking on the other phone, it's 11:16. They've actually done this faster than some of the regimental handovers. However, they haven't had to accommodate 2 full troops of horses in the stable area. So being able to ride straight in, dismount, boxman out, next gatesman, chitsman, much easier, I guess, than having a full changeover. The blues that are leaving will be going in a bus or a small van via the back gate. Bearing in mind they've got no horses here. The only horses here are the ones that we've just watched arrive with the lifeguards. Everyone's now waiting for those foot guards. They should be at any moment, but relative silence in the yard. Look at this. Tourists are being well behaved actually. Now they've all been moved back. They've closed the gates on the far box, which is probably actually a good thing, to be honest. Having a little bit of a chat. It sounds to me like the probably the Lance Corporal of Horse is having a chit chat with the troopers, probably telling them, guys, get ready for it. You haven't seen this many eager, willing tourist faces in a long time. And here we go, folks. Magnificent. Right, that pesky chain. I completely forgot myself even about the chain. They're not going anywhere, are they, with the chain up? Oh, last minute adjustment. They've got to be spotless. Having been off for 3 weeks. Oh, 3 stripes. It's actually the Corporal of Horse, folks. I thought it was the Lance Corporal of Horse. 3 stripes I've noticed from there. 3 chevrons. Here they come. Yep, 3 chevrons, definitely. Very cleanly done. No relief, obviously, into the tunnel. Gatesman will come out, chitsman will come out, and then that will be complete. And I think actually a lot of the tourists are going to be a bit like, oh, is that it? I think they're expecting much more in terms of ceremony, it having been closed for so long. But no, that is it, folks. Oh, kid trying to get in the way of the camera. He's got himself pushed out the way by the guard. We got very lucky this morning, guys, with this front row seat, didn't we? Thoroughly splendid. Done. And there is, everybody, our chitsman. Now the gatesman, the other side, no danger at all of him having to shout. Why? Because the police have cleared a good amount of space. Here he comes. He's going to be straight into the arches there, no problem at all. The tourist tunnel. Done. Meanwhile, on this side, just finishing up. Chains back up. Brilliant. Wow, that was very, 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 very efficient. Very efficient, in fact. Boom, everybody. It's done. It's done. First group of the officers are heading off now. You can see them went right out of the gate. They are done this morning. Now comes the chaos. We had the relative peace, the relative tranquility and everything else. Now, as you can see, the chaos begins, and it is going to be absolute madness out the front. Here's the first shout. First stand clear already. Tourists crowding around the arches way too heavily on this side. Way too heavily. This is why they're already getting shouted at. Look. Look at this, look. People even standing. Like, what on earth? Well, what? Oh, goodness me. This lady on my left is actually in the arches. Oh, look. Oh, good lord. I'm thinking, to be honest, folks, that given the sheer numbers here and the way people are pushing, trying to get to the front for pictures and so on, it's only a matter of time. Look at this, look. Yep. Again, me being an inadvertent prophet there. It was inevitable, wasn't it? I mean, it really was inevitable. And she still hasn't quite got it. Maybe the Archenchis do not understand the words stand clear of the arches. This trooper will not mess about, as you just saw. Kids, adults, families, doesn't make any difference. They're really, really pushing it. Look at this, look. So you just told her to move back. She's not listening and not getting it at all. Uh-oh. Well. Wow, she really doesn't get it, this woman here on my left, folks. Look at this, she's actually in the archway now. Look. She's right inside. Some people know, like, what? We're now boarding Terminal 4, horseguardsparade, for flights to South Africa, the USA, and Australia. That's why everyone's deciding to go around into the archway. A lady that here wanted to walk past, but then she suddenly realised that he would shout at her. Well, guys, hey, how about that? What can you say? Hey, all good? Hey. Yeah? Hey, you too. Right, folks, I did promise you some special guests this morning, didn't I? Let's see if we can find them. The front, as one would expect, is absolutely chock-a-block. There's pretty much no space, to be fair. Look at it.
Yeah.
Wow. The problem we're going to have, actually, is being able to concentrate cleanly and clearly on everything that's going on, as well as being able to film. Now, the good news, guys, is that the special guest, there he is, look, looking guilty. Special guest in the red beret in front of me. Why is he a special guest? Let me tell you something, guys. I got some concerning messages via email during the holidays from somebody that done a bit of research into a few companies, some of which have been dissolved, others were still trading. And those companies were linked to a certain channel on YouTube which is run by a couple of guys. Interestingly, here's another one. Look, here's the other one. As I said, a couple of guys. There are two of them. Here's the other one. Look. And the reason that that's interesting, guys, like really, really interesting. Okay, it's not the one in the red hat. Here's the other one. They're twins. Okay, is that there is a channel that has been advertising links, for example, to buy guards Christmas cards, memorabilia. Okay, that has, for example, images of the guards, the horses, and everything else. Okay, but that's not official. Okay, they've been linking through to an Amazon store, all right, to make money, but it's not in any way linked to the guards, nor is it official. In other words, they've been passing themselves off as an official channel for the Kingsguards. Okay, I'm not going to name the channel, guys, for two reasons. One, it's easy to figure out which one it is, and I'll give you a clue. Okay, the channel I'm talking about has a little bit over 200,000 subscribers. That channel is not official. None of the profits from what they've been selling go to the guards or to any military charities. In other words, it's being done out of pure greed, unofficially. Okay, I know this, and I'm happy to state it, unlike earlier when I was looking into this last year, because a few people did a lot of research. I got so many emails. First of all, we wanted to confirm the companies. Secondly, we wanted to confirm where the money's going. And thirdly, and most importantly of all, we need to know that it was in no way either official and or endorsed or accepted by the guards, either here or the household division. Okay? So these two guys, both of whom I know, and both of whom will be, what's the word I'm looking for? Will be shamed at some point. Okay? Yeah, they're using this, selling Christmas cards, memorabilia, and so on, to make money here without passing on any of those profits. Okay, and that I think has been a really interesting thing, personally, because you have to ask yourself why it would be that people would decide to run those kind of channels with chopping links to guards, memorabilia, Christmas cards, and everything else, but then not pass on any of that profit at all to the guards. Not very nice, is it, really? So yeah, those two guys, they were the special guests that I promised you, and I was hoping, because it never happens, that we get both the special guests together. They won't be named in this video because they don't need to be named, and more importantly, this is not about shaming anybody. It is about making people do the right thing. What's the right thing? Being respectful. That's the right thing. Okay? So a lot of you guys, you will know which channel I'm referring to. Now, all I can say at this point is, you know, it's sad, it's very unfortunate, especially at this time of the year, that when there was an opportunity to use memorabilia, pictures, images, and so on, to give something back in some kind of way, even in a small way, a small gesture, 5p a card, 10p a card, something like that, you know. But nope, nothing. Zero was given back. Okay. That channel, guys, is purely about making money, and it's about making money by not being educational, informative. It's making money by being exploitative. And the reason I can state that unequivocally is that that is the word that I've heard most from the guards. Okay, exploitative. Fake, spammy headlines, you know, guards did this, guards did that, guards having some kind of affair, you know, insinuating that things are going on in some of the videos between female guards, male guards, etc. And it's interesting because that sort of behaviour is not something ordinarily that one would condone. Just making a video about your little Christmas card enterprise chap. Hope you enjoyed it. He doesn't want to talk to me, obviously, neither does his brother, clearly. Here's the other one, look. Little bit incognito today. They don't want to talk to me, so I have nothing to say. And a lot of you will remember from the last video that I made about a guy that published footage of a horse falling in the horse box. A lot of you will remember that. There he is, that's the guy. He's brother was the one I just spoke to, who didn't want to obviously have a chat. So they're back, they're back here, filming, exploiting, etc., getting material for probably for the next year's Christmas cards, which will be sold via links on the YouTube channel. There we have it, guys. I've told you what I know to be factually correct. If anyone needs any kind of evidentiary or documentary proof, I've got a lot of proof, folks. The dissolved companies, the money, the bank accounts, the rest of it. It's all very sad and very underhanded, but you know what? Some people don't have morals. Anyway, back to why we're here. The guards. Here they are. The King's Guard, right here. He's really going to squash over their look this morning. I've noticed actually that despite the guard and the arch being willing to shout, the other guard isn't. Do you want to ask if you had any comment about the Christmas cards you guys have been selling with images of the guards? How much of it was donated to military charities? Really, that much? In other words, zero? Yeah, that's what I thought. So there's our second interview, guys, with the morally bankrupt, 200,000 plus followers, blah blah channel. A lot of you will know which channel it is. And now you know who runs it, folks. I would advise anybody to avoid it like the plague. Pure greed and pure unadulterated selfishness. You know, at a time of the year when one would think it would be more about trying to help others, okay? Whether that be homeless people, veterans, refugees. But some people, they just don't care. It's all about the money. And that is something that I personally find morally reprehensible. Oh, look, she coordinates her lipstick with the guards' cloaks. Now, if any of you need confirmation, it should be pretty easy to figure out which channel I'm talking about. Again, I will not name it in my video. Why? Because I have no desire to have this video censored. This video is shot, as all of my videos, in the public interest in a public place, narrated by me to ensure that they are original and can't be copied. If anybody does need confirmation about which channel I'm talking about, contact me on Instagram, guys, and I will gladly share more people that know about that situation and the money raising schemes by exploiting images of the guards, the better. One thing I can tell you as well, and this applies much more to the lifeguards actually than the Blues and Royals, is that there are several lifeguards that I know very well that have told the two people I've just referred to and included in this video that they do not wish to be filmed or included in any of their videos. Naturally, having been told that, one would assume you would abide by it. It's a simple, polite and respectfully made request, but guess what? Money comes first. So yeah, two of the guards I know will be having another word. Make it even more clear that we do not wish to be filmed or in any way put on your channel. Now, just to confirm, guys, this is not a competitive thing. There are about 15 people here in total that regularly film, stream, and everybody gets on. No problems at all, anywhere, ever. But the reason for that is that everybody here understands and respects the rules. They would never publish footage of a horse falling, of a workplace accident, of an issue, personal issue with one of the guards, for example, an injury. But more importantly, they would never shoot footage and mislabel it as being something that it isn't. In other words, you know, suggestive, rude and disrespectful. But the two clowns we've just had a good look at, everybody, they don't care about that. And for any of you that know and will find the channel, you will be able to see for yourselves some of those very disrespectful videos, very suggestive and disrespectful, and massively incorrectly spammily labelled videos about this and that, you know, the guard did this to that guard and so on. And I thought, guys, that having had so much information sent to me, and thank you to everybody that got in touch. A lot of you did, and I'm very thankful. And especially, to be honest, those of you in HCAV that were kind enough to contact me, because I know that a lot of people for a long time have disapproved of that, and it's not exclusively an HCAV thing either. Two people in the Grenadier Guards I know very, very well have seen them pressing their faces up against the fence at Wellington Barracks early in the morning during training exercises. They've been told more than once to get lost, but hey, it's public land and that makes it complicated. But you would think, ordinarily, that if, for example, serving personnel were not comfortable, not happy to be filmed or recorded or to be included, and myself and the other people here are very much always engaged with the troopers and with the NCOs, making sure that nobody does anything wrong here, that everyone understands the rules. Everybody, that being except the two clowns we just saw, everyone. Now I think, I'll ask a couple of my friends in a minute, I think they might well have scarpered, because after the last video that I made, which made it very, very, very clear that a lot of us were not happy at all about the publication of the video of the horse having fallen and been injured. That sort of level of disappointment and disgust was felt among everybody here. And on that day, the day that happened, there were 5 different people that were here that day that all caught that workplace injury. And you know what? They got together and they said, we are not going to publish that because it's inappropriate, okay? We don't know if the guard is injured, we don't know if the horse might be injured. We will not publish that footage because it's morally reprehensible to do so. Guess who ran away, guys, and published that footage because they believe that it would make them lots of money on their social media. That's right, the 2 clowns we just included in the video. So now you know, guys. 2 examples of being absolutely morally bankrupt, all to make a fast few coins. Unfortunate, but I did a lot of background research on this, and if they happen to be watching and listening to my little analysis of their underhand operation, guys, you know where to find me. You know where to send a solicitor's letter. Sue me for defamation. If anything I've said is untrue, come find me. Let's have it out in court. Oh wow, look. Oh, there's tribute outfits. But that will not happen, people. And the reason that will not happen is because every single thing I've said is, to the best of my knowledge, faithfully accurate, true, but more important, the details are all, or have all been double and triple checked. Okay, so there's not a single thing that I've alluded to or directly mentioned in this video this morning vis-a-vis their spammy little operation that isn't a truth that I would not stand by in a court of law under oath. So there you have it, guys. That was my comprehensive analysis. I think now you're getting an idea of why I made the earlier video this morning with it being very quiet here, because I had an inkling. I got a message from somebody at Wellington this morning. I had an inkling that the 2 clowns were shot up here this morning. And bingo, I was right. So after my breakfast, guys, instead of going home and having an easy morning, I thought I'd get back into the throng, catch the lifeguard's arrival, and, if I was super lucky, capture those VIPs for all of you. And thank you to my friend who you probably heard earlier on came and whispered a bit in my ear. Those ghastly twins are here. Yeah, everybody here works together, guys, in a very good way, but we can't be having our armed forces exploited, can we? Certainly not by people with that level of disrespect and lack of appreciation for just how hard these guys and girls work for all of us. It's so utterly mind-bogglingly busy. Now the interesting thing is, because I was so distracted, I don't even recognise either of the horses we've got here today. There are no ultra distinctive marks on either horse, so I can't tell you the names of them. I will try and find out. I'll message a friend of mine, one of the farriers, and ask him. It's going to be a difficult one though, because there's nothing. Okay, this horse has got some slightly unusual marking on its left hand side. He's a little bit of a cheeky nipper as well, actually. Oh, now he's back into the box. I think, guys, that that look of guilt that we saw when I attempted to do my little Q&A with Mr. Silent spoke words that I myself couldn't speak. As I said, yeah, they've scarpered now. I thought I'd have a quick look around and see if they vanished somewhere else, but no, they scarpered. Ran away, tails between their legs. Now, if one needed more of an indication of guilt than that, I don't think there is one. No denial, no attempt at a defence, all out silence, just like last time on the other video, folks. Any of you that haven't seen the video, that very horrid little interview with the oleaginous chap at the front, that video is pinned to the top of my Instagram. So that was our second attempt to interview those exceedingly unpleasant individuals. I mean, we did get to interview them. The only problem is it was a one-way interview. Now, I'm just thinking, we can't be terribly far off the actual changeover. Yes, in 20 minutes. So I will. Don't worry, guys, this is not a bunch of civilians breaking into horse guards. It's not a civil insurrection. The people are not taking power. Not yet, anyway. That will happen next general election, which will hopefully will be happening in the spring, perhaps early summer next year. That's what I was saying. We will see which other two horses come out in roughly between 15 and 20 minutes, give or take. And that then will give us a good indication of which boxman we've got, as well as the two that are at the front now. So Lady Guard and a male guard at the front right now. I have no idea, because I didn't really focus too much on the troops. I was trying to look at the horses, but I kind of missed looking at specific faces, so I'm not even sure who's really here with this troop. Oh, here we go, chains coming down for the VIPs. They're going in for a day out. Oh, we've got a captain inside as well. That was interesting. Yep, special guest, look. Actually, wait, no, that's not a... Wait, actually, I can't see, hold on. I think that's the corporal of horse. It is, yeah, so, sorry guys, it's not a captain, it's a corporal of horse. Just close the gate, yeah, definitely the corporal of horse. So they will be either relatives of lifeguards that are here on duty in the next couple of days, or they will be a pre-arranged group that have been given special permission. We've also got at the moment a photo shoot ongoing. Look at this. A special photo shoot, fashion shoot in fact, fashion shoot, photo shoot, ongoing at Horse Guards. Uh-oh. Let's hope they don't get too close. We've only seen a couple of times, haven't we, folks, what happens when kids run into the archway. Let me put it this way, it's never a particularly happy ending, unfortunately. Yeah, but there it is. Anyway, so fashion shoot is complete. They look like they're happy with their pictures. Arches are packed as ever. What a surprise. I'm not sure actually if they're going to change both of the foot guards, the chitsmen, the gatesmen, when we hit the hour. They were doing that before the break because it was pretty cold. Now it's a lot better. This is the post-palace guard change deluge, everybody. As if it wasn't crazy enough already. Yeah, the guard change at the palace finished roughly 15 minutes ago. So this is the first of what will probably be hundreds, if not thousands, of people coming through via the Mall. A lot of people like to try and fit both in. Guard change at the palace, and then down here to Horse Guards to see what else is going on. Happy, smiley tourists. Oh, he just got told off. Look, this clown here. He just had his arm right round the archway. I knew that was going to happen, that's why I tried to move over quicker. Yeah. So that's we've got both actually, Tritsman and Gatesman both telling the Naughty Tourist off. There we are. The look of guilt. He's like, I can't believe it. I was told that you're allowed to put your arm around the archway. Right. Oh, buggy's getting moved out of the way pretty quick. Everyone else trying to get out of the way pretty quick. Why? Because here comes the guard. This is the last rounds, everybody, before the new boxman. I was briefly wondering then if he was going to trick me, make me jump, because I suddenly realised I was with my back against the front gate here. That would have served me right, actually, but fortunately for me, I would have been in the wrong. He decided to go back in the gate. I really thought he was going to go either to one boxman or the other, or indeed to both. So that works out quite well. Let's try and get a very close-up peek at those beautiful horses now. It's a little bit less of a throng, still pretty busy.
MAYHEM. Yeah. Oh, it's very sweet.
Easier said than done though, folks.
And he's very
Here we are. Look at this. Wow, this horse is a real beauty actually. This horse had the same mark as Indigo. They would actually be twins. What I mean by that is that anatomically, this horse also looks like it would have been a carriage horse. Look at the way it stands, just like Indigo. Very, very pronounced legs. Uh-oh. Oh, he didn't understand, bless. This boy didn't understand. I'm not sure the guard realised either why he didn't understand. Controversial, but there we are. Luckily, his parents or carers that are with him noticed and pulled him back. That was interesting, wasn't it? Oh goodness. So I think we've now seen every single variance of a shout. Gatesman, shitsman, boxman. We've seen the whole bridge. Yeah. Oh, I got a brilliant video. Wait, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course I did. Yeah. Really, and an interview with no reply. I said, do you think it's appropriate to be using images and so on here to sell Christmas cards without making any donation? Of course. I include it all in the video. Wait for the video later. Of course. I told you I would. Yeah, of course they ran away after I interviewed them, obviously. So yeah, it's all in the video. It's a nice video as well. Oh yeah, I will. I'll cut out the highlights and drop it in the group as well. It's a good video, I promise. So guys, we've got roughly, give or take, 10 minutes until we'll see which of the other two horses. So we've seen this one, as I mentioned, an Indigo lookalike. Beautiful horse, this one. Look at the anatomy of this horse. Trying to get as much detail as possible so that I can try and find out which horse this is. I'm pretty sure that I've never seen this horse here at Horseguards. Very unusual markings. Notice that very, very slight sock on the front right, and then again on the rear right. Yeah, very distinctive looking horse. An absolute beauty, really a beauty. Okay, let's get to the other end and have a good look at the other horse before they are changed over. So we will have included in this video all 4 of the horses. If I can actually even get in, goodness me. I'm trying to sort of prepare a strategy to get even closer. Just so many people. Look at this. Wait, where to even begin? Even having my height plus this metal pole in my hand isn't having the usual desired effect this morning. Oh, here we go. There's potentially an opening. Here we go. 1 second. Okay, there we are. Another beauty. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. This one could be a twin of them. Wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. This one's got exactly the same 2 socks. These two horses have got to be related. That can't be a coincidence. What on earth? They are literally twins. Oh, hold on a second. He's that kid again. Let's hope that his parents keep him out of the box this time.
Should we go straight on?
Get out of the box. He didn't understand because his parents had grabbed him. Yeah. Okay, so it's a good thing that this time they're paying more attention, not letting him go into the box. Otherwise, he would have been the only tourist, probably in horseguards history, to get shouted at by both boxmen on the same day. Oh, bless. Guard can't see though, unfortunately. Oh, horse is sticking his tongue out. He's like, oh wait, come back. The guard can't wave people, even if he would like to, and I'm sure he would very much like to. He can't, for obvious reasons, not least the fact that he hasn't got hand-free. One being on the reins, the other one being on the sword. I've never seen two horses that look so utterly alike. What I will do, in fact, let me think. For the changeover inside, I'll get into the corner, that small corner, so we can have a real good look at both these horses together. Because either I'm losing it here, or they really are identical. Now, what are the chances that you'd have two lifeguard horses that had exactly the same markings on exactly the same feet? Pretty much zero, I would have thought. Two real beauties these are. Reminds me, actually, this one here, massively, facially anyway, reminds me of Q10. Got really big, sort of sad-looking eyes, this horse, in a very melancholic way. I'm sure he's completely fine and happy. Oh look, he knows I'm talking about him now. He's like, don't you talk about me like that. You're not a horse psychiatrist. Stop it. Okay, chap, I'm sorry. This horse looks slightly melancholic. He's only melancholic, guys, because I think he left behind some of his friends up in Melton. So he's missing them. He's probably delighted to be back here in London with all of these tourists, though. The way that he looked at the camera when I mentioned the melancholy, that was uncanny. That unsettled me for a moment. He's going to ignore me now, pretend I'm not here, look. Righty-ho. Doors opening. I will run inside shortly, as mentioned, everybody, so that you all get a very, very good look at these two beauties, because whichever horses they bring out now, and I really do mean this, I don't think they're going to be able to trump this pair. How did I not notice this beautiful horse when they rode in this morning? Spectacular, really. Okay, let's get inside the gate now, folks. It's so busy that it's better if I get inside earlier. So I didn't mean to film guy's massive onion head. It just happened because it's kind of hard to maneuver here. Plus, I've just noticed actually the corner is getting pretty jammed already. Let's see if we can get a spot. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, it's pretty jammed. Let's try and get on that corner quick before the new horses come out. There we are. Bingo. I just will that I ran in quickly, everybody, because look how busy it is. Look, even on the quiet corner, it's not quiet. Quite the contrary, actually. It's oh, one second. A Spanish tour guide. Horseguardsparade. So rejoice, Spanish speakers, getting a free tour from this lovely lady. So we'll see the new horses come out here, and of course we will see the other horses come off here as well. Why is that a good thing? Well, because We want to see these beauties up close, don't we? Yes, we do. And this, I think, is probably the best spot to be able to do that. I think. Oh. 1 second. I'm not sure if she's advertising iPads as part of her tour. She's like, I can give you a 7% discount if you buy an iPad from me after the tour. If you buy 2 iPads, I can increase the discount to 10%, and I can throw in a free Apple Pen. If, however, you decide to buy 5 or more iPads, I will also include an iPhone 15 Pro for free. If you want to purchase in larger quantities, please send me an email, and that can be negotiated. Obviously, the more that you buy, the greater the discount I will be able to give you. Thank you very much, everybody, and stand up straight for the guard. Okay, so there we have it. Alright, off we go again, everybody. Deja vu. Oh, they've got a pair of troopers for this. Back, 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 everybody. Back, back, back. Look, they're really, really on it today, aren't they? Really on it today. Police fanning out as well now. So we've got 6 or 7 bodies pushing everybody back behind the first white line onto the second white line. Lovely thing to see, eh? Obviously going to have to make sure that the box is completely clear so the horses can get into it when they come out. Brilliant. I don't think they will be doing a foot guard change, so I don't think that they will clear the tunnel. They might, but instinctively I don't think they will. It's not cold enough for hourly changes. It's probably 10, 11 degrees, I would think. They're still pushing, they're really on it today, aren't they, these lifeguards? Stableman and his colleague, they're really on it, pushing everybody back. Look, he's like, you didn't listen, get out. See that? He's like, get out of here, don't come back. They are well on it, aren't they? Lovely thing to see, actually. Look at this, not even a foot, it would appear, is being allowed over that line. They're really on it. Lots of smiles. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh. Oh. There's a bit of a Barney going. Oh. This guy over here is complaining. He said to the guard, stop it, you're pushing a pregnant woman. Well then get behind the line. Simple, isn't it, really? I'm not sure if the microphone picked that up, guys. I heard that very, very clearly. Irish accent, I heard it very clearly. You're pushing a pregnant woman, he said. Good Lord. Extraordinary. Well, well, well. I mean, if the pregnant woman wasn't standing in front of a space where there's going to be a horse shortly, he wouldn't need to gesture to her to move back, would he? I mean, you know, simple as that. Plus, guys, I've got to be honest, if my other half were pregnant, I would not be in a crowd this big on a day like this. Why? Because it's foolish, that's why. Something goes wrong, they will of course not blame themselves, they will probably blame anyone other than themselves for their own foolishness. Okay, this guard is going back over what happened here now. Okay, I think he's gone to talk to the gatesman. Honestly, folks, we've never seen anything like this, have we? I'm almost going to cry when I have to end the video, guys. I haven't seen this much drama since Grange Hill. Right, they're mounted up, I can hear them. How far are we off from the hour? Oh, we're 1 minute away, guys. It's 11:59. So get ready for the bing bong from the clock tower, just up here. Any moment, that clock is going to go bing bong. Brilliant to see the troops, though, showing the public and the tourists that, you know what, this is our work environment, and you're going to do as you're told, because that's the way it should be. You You know, if I run a company, I had an office with employees, I wouldn't have a bunch of people getting in the way. Alrighty ho, off we go. Boxman to your posts. Oh, look at this. The horse is so excited to come out. Couldn't wait. Magnificent. Lance Corporal of Horse. Brilliant. I'm more excited about seeing those two beauties come off shortly, guys. Those two horses that are at the front right now. A good spot today, haven't we? Actually been very, very lucky with our views. No dismount, but we'll get to see those two beauties coming in. And then I'll know 100% that there are two horses and my mind is not playing tricks on me. So yeah, it's the same, isn't it? Look at them strutting in, guys. It's the same pairs of socks. Each horse has identical socks. Look at that. Got to be related, these two. Corporal of Horse is actually talking to some tourists and explaining things. Look at this.
So these are the top dogs for this week.
Amazing. I'm not going to interrupt him by asking about these magnificent two horses that are almost certainly brother or sister horses. Oh, hold on a second. They are actually changing over the chitsman and the gatesman as well. This is going to be interesting because the tunnel is super busy. God, it's all happening here today, isn't it, guys? Really. Have you ever seen so much going on one day before? Okay, so here's the relief. This chap here, guys, is not on the wrong side of the chain. He's part of the tour that's being given by the very kind Corporal of Horse. There he is. Explains to them all at very close quarters what they're looking at right now. I haven't actually seen somebody this hands-on with the public since that day we saw the lieutenant from the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery at the front answering questions. They're having to take it really wide to avoid that massive number of people in the corner. Goodness gracious, extraordinary. Now, there's not any chance of people being shouted or screamed at when the guard emerges. Officer 1 is keeping them back, as you can see, but secondly, a clear passageway has been pre-cleared, back into the archway for the new guard. There he goes, absolutely clear. Policeman making sure that no one's in the way. I don't think I've ever seen a more professional handling of everything than we've seen this morning by the troopers working with the Ministry of Defence Police. Everything is absolutely running like clockwork. The busiest we've ever seen it in the yard, and it's running like clockwork. Not a single thing has gone wrong, other than a few silly tourists. But hey, there's not really any way of dealing with stupidity, is there? Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. It overran a teeny bit. I'm going to stand here by the gate so you can see the absolute deluge of everyone coming through. Unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, it's just, this is even more than the summer, I would say. It's crazy. Scary. Well, even the police are shocked about how many people there are. This will be our sort of final closing scene, folks. Yeah, the madness, the deluge. This is the proper post-palace guard change crowd. Look at them all. I'm quiet for a second, one because I'm holding the camera up quite far, but I'm also even wondering to myself, like, what on earth are we going to even call this video? Just every single thing that we sometimes think might happen has happened in the space of 1 hour, fundamentally, which is quite extraordinary. I don't even know where to begin, everyone. And I'm also kind of wondering to myself, what on earth is tomorrow going to be like? Bearing in mind, we've got only tomorrow and Sunday until we hit the new year. Kingsguard 2024 coming shortly. Wow, I mean, you know, I'm not even going to try and move, there's no point. We saw the horses, we saw the troopers, we know the lifeguards are back, we know who the stableman is, and overall it's been a pretty eventful morning, folks. So eventful that on that note I'm going to end today's recording, and I'll be back here tomorrow with lots more fun. We just know that if it's anything like today, tomorrow is going to be, wow, I mean, today's a normal day. Tomorrow is the first day of the weekend. What can we expect? I think actually the word that springs to mind that I'll probably use for this video, carnage, I think is what we can expect, in all honesty. Yeah, we really did see it all today. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. This will be the second and last video of today. A lot of you, I hope, will have seen the early morning video this morning. Gloriously peaceful, gloriously quiet, gloriously deserted horse guards. That, folks, that scene of relative solitude, tranquility, calm, gone. And we will not be seeing that kind of scene again for a while, as you can see. But on that note, from a very, very jam-packed horse guards people, over and out. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Until then, take it easy.